Now, how do you ensure that the farmers do a much better way of doing farming so that they get adequate remuneration for the crops? What is your suggestion?
There was some date like 10th of May. What does it signify? What was to happen then?
On 10th of May.
The last date for something between Maldives and us.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Recently, Supreme Court has given the shield to the people who get arrested under UAPA. What is that?
Tell me, who is the head of the National Disaster in DRF?
Agniveer, sir. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Sumit Narayan. I have completed my primary and primary education in a village. My village, Budhauli, it is located in Uttar Pradesh, Fatehpur district of Uttar Pradesh. Then after I went for my secondary and higher secondary education in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. And then after I completed my graduation in marine engineering. And I worked briefly with the Shipping Corporation of India, and then I pivoted to Masters in Disaster Studies, where I completed the Masters in Disaster Studies and specialized in oil spill disasters. And I've written a book on oil spill hazards and also authored a research paper on disabled children in disaster management. I have now applied for Central Armed Police Forces exam, and previously I have also written Civil Services examination and CDS exam. Combined Defense Services exam, sir.
You mentioned that after doing graduation in marine engineering, you're working. How long did you work with the Shipping Corporation of India?
I worked for 6 months on board.
But it's not mentioned in the DAF.
It's mentioned as a trainee marine engineer with Shipping Corporation.
Trainee engineer.
Yes.
Trainee marine engineer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. And then after that, you did your disaster studies from JNU.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And after that, how long was that course in JNU?
2 years, sir.
2
Masters.
years. So after 2018, then of course 2 years you were not doing anything at all.
1 year, sir. 2019, I did not was not doing anything. I was deciding on what to do. From 2020 to 2022, I did my masters.
So that makes it 2 years, no?
Yes, sir.
18, then 2020.
18, I passed out, and my job was linked to my course. The 8th semester was linked to my course, and I was offered job as well as traineeship on board ship. So I completed my traineeship on board Shipping Corporation of India, and then I decided to switch to.
Are you also doing a PhD now?
No, sir. I was offered a PhD, but I
but I'm marking that you have. That's why I've been asking to introduce you as a BITS RMIT PhD fellowship.
Yes, sir. I was offered this fellowship by Birla Institute of Technology and Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, a joint PhD program. But I humbly declined the offer because the project did not suit my.
So BITS, this would where is this located? The BITS that you're talking about, you would have to go all the way to BITS Pilani.
Yes, yes, sir. 1 year in BITS Pilani, and it was in 1 year in BITS Pilani and 1 year in Australia in Melbourne Institute of Technology.
Oh, I see.
Yes, sir.
So now tell me one thing, like you have got IIT, GATE, Social Sciences, All India rank 180. What is the IIT, GATE, Social Sciences?
Yes, sir. Indian Institute of Technology conducts graduate aptitude test in engineering, which is now also conducted in social sciences discipline.
Right.
I wrote the exam in social humanities and social sciences discipline with sociology as a paper, and I secured 183 rank there.
So does that entitle to a job?
Sir, yes, sir. Some of the public sector undertakings offer a job as a qualification through GATE, but as of now, they are not offering through social sciences discipline. And
tell me one thing. Once you were interning with this Shipping Corporation of India,
yes, sir.
Wouldn't that have matured, converted into a job with the Shipping Corporation of India?
Yes, sir. It would have converted into a job. It was converting into a job. I was to write these licentiate exams that are conducted by Ministry of Shipping, Director General of Shipping in their organization. I was to write those exams, but then I switched my field because by then I did not see any requirement to do that, and I wanted to pursue these government exams, and especially related to administration and services.
And then disaster studies also you did for 2 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell me what is the continuity in the education that you are having, and to what purpose are you doing this degree, then you go here, then you go there, then you write the exams, and you make multiple attempts at the examination. I was seeing, not that, I mean, you're free to do that. Civil services 5-6 times, Indian Forest Service 4-5 times. Then CAPF, this is which attempt? This is the fourth attempt. And unfortunately, these are not getting converted into an interview also, except one interview which you had with that is pertaining to the CDS. So don't you think that your effort, you are a talented person, you are able to clear so many things, not a joke. Despite that, you are not getting a success.
Sir, as far my education is concerned, I had this in my mind that I wanted to pursue such fields in related to safety and disaster management. I was granted this scholarship and award in 2011 by Ministry of Human Resource Development, CBSC basically, in landslide disaster management back then. So the interest developed then. I chose the marine engineering field for my financial securities after graduating, so that I could be offered a settled job after investing so much money in a graduation field which is engineering. And then I was service, since financial conditions back then was by 2018 was fulfilled. My parents were able to support my passion of pursuing civil services and other examinations, and so I pursued them, and doing masters was a specialization in that regard, in disaster management, which I intended to do. And
now tell me one thing.
Yes, sir.
Do you also help your parents your father in doing agriculture?
Yes, sir. Certainly I do. Whenever I'm at home in village, I always help my father in doing so.
What is the problem of Indian agriculture, and what is the stress that the Indian farmers have to face?
So the most pertinent and most important problem is about remuneration. Proper remuneration is not, farmers are not getting proper remuneration. There is frequent occurrence of drought and flood in most of the areas in northern India, especially in my place. And third problem that I see is there is a lack of diversity as far as farmers crops that are being cultivated by farmers are concerned. In my place, mostly farmers are continuously growing wheat and rice one season after the other. These are the three problems that I see that are existing.
Now, how do you ensure that the farmers do a much better way of doing farming, so that they get adequate remuneration for the crops? What is your suggestion?
Sir, my suggestion and way forward is to have a good marketing infrastructure around the villages. Some of the villages, at least there should be a minimum distance between a marketing infrastructure or mandis that exist and the village clusters. Or the blocks from the block to the mandi, there should be a minimum decided distance, so that farmers, since farm size is so less that farmers do not have adequate incentive to send their crops, stay for so long in the mandi, near the mandis for 2-3 days, just to sell their so less amount of crop. So this is one way forward. Second is that proper the canals, the rivers, the water conservation measures should be taken to avoid situations of excessive drought and floods in the region.
Do you also think in terms of having cash crops instead of the usual rice and wheat you're mentioning about?
Sir, certainly, sir. Sugarcane is one cash crop that from my experience in my farms or my parents, how do they do, like sugar crops were discontinued for last 5 to 10 years because there were hardly any mills in the vicinity of my village. So that became another challenge. Now, since the mills have come, the sugar crop again becomes a good choice.
Do you also think in terms of having cold chains around, cold chains?
Yes, sir. Certainly, this is another aspect of having agriculture infrastructure. Cold chains are necessary for good growth of farmers and agriculture.
You have mentioned creative and technical writing, reading and researching,
Yes, sir.
blogging, education volunteering, e-learning. What is educational volunteering that you're talking about?
Sir, I have worked with certain education, certain NGOs, non-government organizations that specialize in education-related fields, such as Child Rights and You. And there is a Rupantaran Foundation that I worked with when I was in graduating, when I was doing my BTech in marine engineering back in Kolkata. And I also, whenever I go to village, I give at least 2-3 days to my schools schools that are located in my village for teaching kids that are underprivileged.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So what kind of reading you are into?
Sir, I'm into technical and scientific and social sciences reading. If I find certain topic very intriguing and research worthy, I go deep into depth of that topic.
Okay. You are into marathon?
Yes, sir.
So, how did you get into academics and marathon and research and so many things?
Sir,
So tell us about your marathon.
Sir, my marathon journey started in Prayagraj when I was doing my class 11th and 12th from there. So there is a Indira half marathon conducted every year. So I used to run in that when I was in 11th and 12th class, and I continued this in my college because my college also supported and organized such marathon in Kolkata. So I ran there. So that one thing I
Okay.
did. Yes, sir.
Recently, Supreme Court
Yes,
has given the shield to the people who get arrested under UAPA.
Yes,
What is that?
Sir, this is recently in the news. In fact, today it was in news. Founder and director of manager of the
Editor.
Yes, sir. Editor of News Daily was arrested under UAPA, and Supreme Court has said that the arrest was not legally right due to he was not given the reasons to be arrested. So that violates Article 22 and obviously right to life 21.
So what is the risk of arresting people without giving the written, apprising the person for which he is being arrested?
So it goes as Supreme Court has said, it goes against the idea of right to life and right to Article 22, which talks about that the person arrested should be made aware of the reason for the arrest within 24 hours. He should be produced before a magistrate and should be given opportunity to be heard. It is against that idea.
So can it be misused?
Yes, sir. It certainly can be misused if such arrests are made. It has possibility to be misused. Yes.
Okay. And recently Maldives was in news.
Yes, sir.
What is it for?
Sir, the government has changed in Maldives. Recently, elections were held and the government was changed, and some anti-India sloganeering has also happened. And government of Maldives has taken a stance that is not supportive, not conducive to India's interest. And the helicopters that were given to Maldives on friendly note were then their government asked them to be taken back by the government of India. That is one aspect of the Maldives-India relations that was in news.
So what are we doing to counter the Chinese influence on Maldives? Recently, we are helping them with some budget and all. What is that?
One thing that we have done is we have increased our tourist infrastructure as well as much as Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep islands are concerned. The tourism, we are favoring the tourism here, and we are also looking at better relations with the Maldives. Even after having such negative episode, we have offered talks with the Maldivian government recently.
There was some date like 10th of May. What does it signify? What was to happen then?
On 10th of May.
The
Sorry,
last date for something. between Maldives and us?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware.
Pulling back of the personnel, military personnel.
Yes, sir. I think I have read the news and I cannot recall right
Okay.
now.
A friend of yours,
Yes,
a
sir.
very good friend of yours, best friend,
Yes, sir.
he gives you advice
Yes, sir.
to be tactful.
Yes, sir.
How will you respond to this?
To be tactful.
Though you're tactful, I know. Suppose he gives you some advice on any matter, which he is observed is not right with you.
Sir, he is my friend. I'll believe him. I'll believe him, and I'll mostly abide by what he's saying. I trust my friend.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Sumit,
Yes, sir.
you have interest in CISF.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are the challenges in front of CISF today?
Sir, CISF is interested with the security, ensuring the security of critical infrastructure. So one challenge one challenge that CISF must be facing is ensuring the emerging security challenges through emerging technologies such as cyber security challenges. There are many facets of cyber security, such as dark web is one such challenge.
Okay,
That is
cyber security.
Yes,
What
sir.
else?
Second is it is also looking after also looking at security of critical infrastructure such as nuclear power plants. There it gets very delicate.
That is true. But what are the major hurdles? What are the major problems? We know where it is functioning: metro, airport, installation. We all know that. What are the problems that will come about? What are the challenges?
I think, sir, apart from these, the challenges could be those related to deployment of personnel. There are vacancies lying in the force, and there are also related to personal grievances related to personnel, such as there are episodes of suicide and fratricide, and there are also challenges related to mental health of personnel. These are at the force level.
Now, you have some background about disaster management.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, who is the head of the National Disaster in DRF?
Sir, sorry, sir, I cannot recall his name.
Okay. You also have some background with Maritime
Yes, sir.
University.
Yes, sir.
India has a huge coastal area.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are the maritime security challenges for India?
Sir, the primary challenge associated with maritime security is the piracy. We have certain choke points, such as at least three choke points two choke points around India. One, Bab el-Mandab Strait, then Strait of Hormuz, and yes, in the east we have Strait of Malacca. So three choke points, and these are heavily influenced by
Are you saying that pirates have the capacity to choke these points?
No.
Malacca Strait.
Sir, it has been seen that most of the piracy takes place around these points, these areas. These are the areas where from my experience, the ship, whenever there is a chance that ship.
Any recent piracy which comes to your mind?
Yes, sir. There have been many attacks many attacks. In fact, there was this in December 2023. There was this attack off the coast of Yemen. The ship's name was MV Riven. It was attacked, and but
Yemen.
Yes, sir.
Where is Yemen? Where is Malacca Strait?
It is about Bab el-Mandab Strait. Bab el-Mandab Strait and Malacca. I am not sure about.
Okay. What else? Okay, piracy is one. What else?
Then there is a challenge about environmental sustainability of ships and economic security of the personnel working in the onboard ships and maritime sector, and is third. And fourth is about our own from point of view of India, our own fleet. How are we securing our own fleet, such as Shipping Corporation of India, those of the Shipping Corporation of India, or the private shipping companies in Indian
Any
market.
example you can give us?
Around about what, sir?
about this problem? How do we secure our maritime ships?
Okay, yes, sir.
Recent problems.
Sir, recently Government of India has launched anti-piracy bill. It has enacted Anti-Piracy Act the last year in 2023. So what problem was chiefly that our security agencies or the investigating departments, they did not have that power to prosecute these pirates in India. So we needed we needed another law for that. Even there was no prisons in place to lodge these prisoners from other countries. There was only one
Have
prison.
you heard of Operation Sankalp?
Yes, sir.
What is this operation?
Sir, this is an operation by Indian Navy about since India does not participate in international maritime piracy initiatives, anti-maritime piracy initiatives. It on need basis it conducts its own operations for the security and safety of
Alright.
ships.
Now, last question I'll ask.
Yes, sir.
You know, human beings,
Yes, sir.
we have created a lot of disaster
Yes, sir.
or disaster management challenges because of our lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Can you highlight some of them?
Sir, as far as my understanding of disaster goes, that there are hazards are already existing. Disasters are caused by human. So there is a difference. All the disasters are human-made disasters. Any infrastructure development, any unsustainable development by humans is causing disasters. So whether it is growth of buildings in mountainous areas, like my research on in 2011, for which I was awarded this national prize by the government. It was based on this Uttarkashi landslide and the floods that took place in 2010 and 11. So even that is because of the unsustainable development in that region. One example is that. And second can be we have not developed capabilities according to the hazards that we are facing. Even cyclone is a hazard, it becomes a disaster when we do not have a proper disaster resilient infrastructure in
All
place.
right. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
We had a good interaction with you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll give you some feedback.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Sumit, firstly, we have seen your academic brilliance. You've done extremely well all along, and you've been consistent, and you're quite logical, well prepared, and you're honest candidate. Good. A few points that you should keep in mind. You must wear a tie, possibly.
Sir, I'll be wearing a suit and tie.
Wear a suit,
Yes,
wear a tie, adds to it, and your shoes should be polished and
Yes, sir.
proper.
Yes, sir.
And sitting posture, you're too tight, relax. You could relax a little, though it has to be straight. You should not be reposing like this or leaning forward.
Yes,
That's
sir.
okay to be straight vertically, but then it should not be very tight like this.
Yes, sir.
Just relax your shoulders.
Yes, sir.
Feel comfortable. Your hair, you could manage a little
Oh,
better.
yes, sir. I'll
maybe.
do.
And you appeared to be stressful initially, then you stabilized.
Yes, sir.
Just relax. Simple questions are asked, as you've seen, and maybe you can speak a little slower.
Yes, sir.
Delivery rate is very fast. Words are flowing one after another.
Yes, sir.
Though you're prepared, and that's the style of an individual, but possibly if you can check it.
Okay, sir.
It's not easy to change the style,
Yes, sir.
but you should be cautious that you speak for. That
Yes.
is one thing you should know.
Okay, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Sumit,
Yes, sir.
well, sir already told you about your dress.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is a very formal occasion.
Yes, sir. I'll.
So you must go out well dressed
Yes, sir.
to give an impression that you take the interaction seriously.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you look at your DAF,
Yes, sir.
it has too many topics.
Yes, sir.
You have a diverse background.
Yes, sir.
Too many questions will come.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be very well prepared. That burden is on you.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, because many of these issues are full of points, number of issues are there.
Yes, sir.
You have to be very structured in your answer.
Yes, sir.
Give priority to the issues you are highlighting
Yes, sir.
and leave it at that.
Okay, sir.
don't give too much of explanation without putting out the point. Say, for
Okay, sir.
example, I asked you disaster management.
Yes, sir.
Just talk about climate change, waste management, rapid urbanization. You see, buildings are collapsing every day.
Yes, sir.
And you did highlight what is happening in the hills,
Yes, sir.
sustain.
Yes,
So
sir.
just give this thing. If I need more details from you, more explanation, I will ask you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And last is that some information, like you should know who is the NDR. If you are talking about
Sir,
disaster, you don't know the head.
Sir, I learned,
These
but I
are
forgot.
basics.
the name. Yes, sir, I'll do
It
that.
doesn't matter, but it shows your concern for detail.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all. So I think you are a good candidate. Perhaps you need to go back to the drawing room.
Yes,
When
sir.
is your interview?
On 28th, sir.
28th
Yes,
or
sir.
20th?
28 May.
28th May. So you
Yes,
have some time.
Yes, sir.
And pick up these many points that you have background.
Yes, sir.
You have studied anthropology, you have sociology, you have marine, and pick up those things and see what are the challenges for India. CISF,
Yes, sir.
what are the challenges today? What can be the solution?
Yes, sir.
What the government is doing? Okay, do
Yes, sir.
you have something innovative solution in mind? Because you are a very educated person. You're not a simple BA pass who we can expect doesn't have too many solutions. You're too young. You're a very matured mind.
Yes, sir.
So you should be able to come up with sharp solution.
Yes, sir.
So that is the challenge in front of you.
Yes,
If you can meet that challenge, you will perform well. Okay?
sure.
Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Sumit, we are groping as to what should we be asking you, because there's so many things to be
Yes, sir.
from which we can ask.
Yes, sir.
And what I'm anticipating in your case is there are 2 or 3 areas where perhaps they may be asking you. One is obviously the disaster studies,
Yes, sir.
disaster management.
Yes, sir.
This is one area. Another area being a marine engineer and talking about marine engineering and especially what is happening, the Houthi rebels, etc. And the issue of piracy.
Yes, sir.
That becomes very important in your case. Try to understand this.
Sure.
You are good in your international affairs,
Yes, sir.
because you have I think you can literally talk on anything on earth. That's what I'm finding. But then it has to be a directed conversation.
Yes. I
And in your case, you have time. So what we will suggest you, and that is the impression that I have about you, that you are fiddling into too many areas.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, without success. Unfortunately, without success, because then I was seeing your the number of examinations that
Yes, sir.
with your range of knowledge, though you could have, it would have been a cakewalk, but somehow it is not. Somehow it has not been like that,
Yes, sir.
and that makes me worrisome. In your case, that makes me worrisome, because you start, you do well, then छोड़ दिया, नया एरिया उठा लिया, उसमें अच्छा किया, वो ही छोड़ दिया, तीसरा किया, ये छोड़ दिया. So one question that will come up, that despite the fact that you have performed so well in your academics, in fact, why do you want to come over to this to the paramilitary forces or the
Yes.
civil services?
Yes, sir.
The impression would be civil service नहीं हुआ तो CAPF कर लिया, कोई बात नहीं है. Now you should have very strong reasons as to why you want to join the CAPF,
Yes, sir.
right? Very, very strong reasons. Because you got a scholarship from BITS Pilani and the Royal Institute of whatever it is, some university, good university in Australia.
Yes, sir.
So you have the competence. It's not that you do not have competence. It's only that the focus is lacking. आप करते छोड़ देते हो, and you do well. It's not that you do not do well. But then the ultimate result, it is not carrying anywhere. Or maybe that you are so much hell-bent upon a career in the government. Civil service, then the paramilitary force. If not a civil service, then the paramilitary force. So concentrate.
Okay, sir.
I would like you to succeed this time
Yes, sir.
and attain what you want to do.
Sure, sir.
एक तो आप बहुत लंबा आंसर्स देते हो, छोटा कीजिए बैठ करके.
Okay, sir.
Make it crisp and go by the priority in answering. So what you should do is, आप शीट्स ऑफ पेपर निकालिए, समय आपके पास है.
Yes, sir.
जो भी आपका ड्राफ्ट में लिखा हुआ है, जो भी है,
Yes, sir.
उसको डिफाइन कीजिए, कुछ पॉइंट्स उसके पक्ष में, विपक्ष में, एंड द वे अहेड. सर सेड
Yes, sir.
कि what is the way ahead.
Yes, sir.
Paramilitary forces, जो भी चीजें हैं, it won't take much of time for you to grasp.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, सभी चीजें आपके फैक्ट्स हैं, देख लीजिएगा.
Sure.
Like you did not remember who the DG and NDRF in fact,
Yes, sir.
no? And especially disaster studies.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, one can always miss it, not a big issue. But वहाँ मौका मत दीजिएगा बैठ करके.
Okay, sir.
And especially in critical areas.
Yes, sir.
So now what I would say in your case,
Yes, sir.
don't build upon a weakness, build upon your strengths.
Sure, sir.
For some people I say build upon a weakness.
Yes, sir.
You have none. So build upon strength.
Yes, sir.
So that you are able to make it, you are able to cherish your goal.
Sure, sir.
Realize goal. Anything that you'd like to ask us?
I think, sir, that is wonderful feedback for me.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. You'll make it. Not an issue, but that's a great. Right?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.